We're here with one of the founders of the Ageless Film Festival, Sylvia Lustgarten.
I was impressed with the fact that there really is a film without villains. Actually, a film where everyone in it seemed to mean well. Everyone in it had people who had really were accomplishing well in their lives, and yet somehow in this one area of the care of one older person, or two older people in this case, who were removed from living life meaningfully as they saw it, and who by some quirk of fate managed to transcend it. That was the remarkable qualities of the woman in it.
So the main character has difficulties communicating with his daughter and her husband, and obviously his granddaughter too. Did they just lose they couldn't remember how to speak? Maybe the granddaughter didn't know how to interact with their grandfather at all, or was it just the pace of the life they were living, or the kind of life they were living?
Right. Well, I think there was the shock component. It was unfair. The solution was unfair. The housing situation enters into it as a very important problem. And there was no place for him where they lived. They lived in a very tight urban apartment.
Yes.
It wasn't a place for him and dislocating the daughter in this shocked way showed the good intentions of the mother. They couldn't put him on the sofa in the living room or something, but they did give him a room. They intended well, and I think we should look at that. The people of good intentions are sending people off to these terrible long-term homes.
There's that great scene where he brings one of the few things he treasures that he takes from the farm when he moves to the city is the grandfather clock, and it's clearly a family heirloom, and he puts it on the wall and takes down the granddaughter's poster, and she's and it's a nice juxtaposition between this symbol of time that he's carried with him for a long time, and it's probably been passed down. He seems to treasure it, and she's more interested in this sort of disposable poster of a rock star, who is actually the biggest rock star in Iceland and has been for a long time. But it was nice. It was interesting to see those different values in that one scene.
Yeah, and the shock value. He wasn't talking to anyone, should he hang it up or not. He himself was very individualistic. And that's what ageism brings, that one doesn't talk to the older person as an equal who could think.
Yes, I think that's that inability to communicate between the generations is, because he doesn't have that problem communicating with people, his sort of contemporaries.
It was a spiritual affirmation of the older person. I think this was obviously a deeply felt film. It worked like at every stage. It was quietly gentle throughout.
Yes.
Nothing particularly harsh to say. A little bit about the daughter's family was about the only moments of criticalness that appeared in it. And a bit of satirizing of the home for the aged and some of the sort of kindergartenish dancing of the people.
Yeah.
Sort of saying, like, why are they enjoying it? But they were enjoying it because they were moving, they were dancing, there's music. They might have done different things had they planned it themselves. It's like the spokes of a wheel. Everything goes to the leadership and the professional staff, and they treat each person individually. It's not a group in a meaningful way that uses the true capacity of the people in the home.
I think that's a great point.
Really, really lost, and it doesn't need to be. But for this, you really need more highly trained staff, a whole new psychology of older person, an overcoming of ageism. I'm 96, but I don't feel very old.
An Academy Award nominee for Best Foreign Film, Children of Nature. A poignant look at what one man will do to discover the destiny of his own fate and the paths he may choose to find his place in nature. Searching for a place to call home, poor Gilles winds up in a home. Reunited by chance with his childhood sweetheart. Together, they rekindle the passion of youth and set off on an incredible adventure to the timeless beauty of untouched nature. The critics praise Children of Nature. 4 stars. Movies just don't get any better than this mesmerizing tale. An enchanting love story of reborn passions, inspiration, and humanity. Children of Nature. Sometimes a first love becomes a last love.